I've been in a wheelchair since I was 6.5 and I contracted polio. So I've been using a wheelchair for most of my life. The car that I have does have hand control, and you use your left hand for accelerator and the brakes. This car is like another wheelchair for me for transportation to everywhere. And that was the car that was stolen last month. This particular model that works for me is a 1990 Honda Accord, and it's my first car, and it's the only one where it doesn't have the console that gets in my way, because I get in between the driver's and the passenger seat, and then I flip the driver's seat forward and I pull the chair in behind me. So with that make and model, the seat belt gets out of the way, there's enough space for me to get it in, and the console doesn't get in the way. So there are just so many things that newer cars do not have. So when I came back into my apartment, the first thing I thought, I was okay, I need to connect with God somehow, because this isn't an impossible situation and I need some serious divine help here. And I believe that's when Brian came into the picture. I just briefly explained my story to him, and he said, and this was Monday, and he said, my dad had a stroke and he was in a chair for over 20 years. And he said, so I know the challenges of transportation. And he said, let me see what I can do. And later on, he called back and he said, I spoke to the assistant chief of police and we're going to do a media alert. I think it was just funny. The family and friends, we just thought, there's no way that, what is she going to do? What's going to happen to her, because there's just no other car available that works for her. My pastor from my church calls me Pastor Larry, and he says, Melissa, what's the status on your car? And I said, no, still haven't found anything. So, he's always so optimistic and positive, and he said, well, it's going to be found. And he prayed that it would be found, and we hung up, and within probably less than 15 minutes, Brian calls and he said, Melissa, we just spotted your car. And I was like, no way. And he said the officer is going to check it out and he'll call you with information. And then Brian said, I will come and pick you up. And I was floored. I was like, are you kidding me? I said, you don't have to pick me up. He said, no, I don't mind. I'm like, okay. and I call my pastor back and it's like, Pastor Larry, they found my car. And he's like, wow, talk about answer to prayers,